Okay, so quick video about why it's so important to relax and why is it that I talk about meditating so much. And this is just me sharing my own personal experience because I was able to overcome a lot of ailments that I am seeing people come into our wellness center for. Insomnia or minor just backaches, headaches, and number one is anxiety and panic disorders, actually, panic attacks. So when you are resting, so I came out with a video a few months ago and it was called Fight or Flight and Rest and Restore. And I wanted to clarify what that is because I just recently found out that when we are not in fight or flight, we are not in just rest or restore, because that's actually the same word. Rest and restore, restoration is the same thing. So you're actually in rest and digest mode. So the purpose of this video is to explain why it's so important to be in that calm state, because when you are not in that calm state, you are in a high stress state. It's either or. You have your nervous system, which is autonomic. It does its thing without you thinking. It just runs on its own. So this is your brain connected to your spinal cord, connected to every part of your body, all your organs, all extends out actually all the way to the tips of your hair, to the goosebumps. So that's all your nervous system. And it's basically split up into two parts. And that's your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. And the sympathetic is what we've all heard, fight or flight. And that's that feeling of needing to defend yourself or that urge to be somewhere else. And this is what I experienced when I was having panic attacks, is I would get increased heart rate, I would get sweaty, I would start looking around like I was actually looking for someone. And then I had this need, this desire to be somewhere else. And then when I got somewhere else, I needed to be somewhere else again. So fight or flight is my body in that state that I have to defend myself for my life. I have to run or I have to fight. And this was obviously not how I was supposed to be all the time. So sometimes we need to be in that state. Back in the day, probably when we had to be out more in nature, there was a bigger need for that. Now there's still a need for that stress response when we are dealing with different things, whether it's at work or with people or with ourselves. We have that will, the choice to respond. And one of the things that we can do is to respond in a calm manner. And that's how you incite the other part of your system, which is the parasympathetic. And that is the rest and digest. So not only are we restoring our body, not only are our cells recreating themselves, regenerating, and remember, as they create, they are only building what they know. So your cell only knows what the previous cell taught it. And you are the instructor of all of these programs. So as you are bringing in new cells, which is all the time, just remember that you can program them to come in healthier, to come in stronger, and to come in and work more efficiently for your body. And so this rest and digest allows you to also digest your food. And I know that kind of sounds a little simplistic, but that's very important because a lot of people, men and women alike, hold a lot of their things left over in their gut. And their gut, our gut is not supposed to be a storage place. It's a gutter. You're supposed to allow things to come through you. Now the stomach used to be referred to as the bowel of your emotions. It was a seat of your emotions. And that's because there's a lot of melatonin production that goes on in this lower part of our brain, our gut brain. So you have your brain, you got your gut brain, and they actually work very closely together through a pathway which is related to the parasympathetic called the vagus nerve. And if you have not heard of this, it actually looks like the tree of life. It connects from your spinal cord all the way down throughout your body. And what this does is it allows you to send back those, the parasympathetic processes so that you can then restore yourself back to that restoration and digestive mode. Also, when you're in rest and digest, your immune system is back to working function. So when you're in fight or flight, it puts some things on hold. It puts your immune system on hold, and it puts your digestive system on hold. So, and that's okay, because sometimes you do need to put those on hold, but we've got to learn to bring them back to stable, calm, harmonizing, so that you can rest, restore, you can digest, you can strengthen your immune system, you can go back to growing instead of being in defense mode. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Meditation is one of them. And one of the things I play first thing is sound that helps me kind of just place my focus and center on a specific point. And these are Tingxia. You can also use singing bowls or bells or chimes, whatever. You can also listen to this music that I'm listening to, which is a free track on YouTube. There's plenty of meditation guides and sounds that you can listen to that helps you get back to that state of calm. Because not only is it just feels better to be in a calm state, that's actually where you start healing your body. You are not healing your body if you are in a stress mode. You're actually just kind of on pause. Your systems aren't working as efficient as they should be. So get yourself back to a calm state of mind. Your heart gets back to a calm state, and your body just begins to regenerate. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions on any of these tips or meditation guidance, leave me a comment, and have a fabulous Monday.